Down. Welcome to Joe's Atmosphere.
Cook your shrimp, please. All of a sudden, my shrimp pan is burning up like a smoke fest.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Can you believe what just happened? Can you believe that Ma Bell didn't want me to be on the air? That's what they used to say, Ma Bell, AT&T, whatever. What was that? It was the scene in V. Yeah, Ma Bell just pulled the rug right out from under us whenever they lost their transmission, trying to put the word out about the visitors. Yeah. Anyway, what's going on, guys? Oh my gosh, he wasn't here earlier, but the mascot of the channel is back. We have to tell you his name, though, because if you read, look, I'll just show it to you. Can you tell what his name is right there? No, you can't. His name looks like Fuck Headquarters, is what it looks like, 2005. That's what it looks like. But what is he does have a name, boys and girls. And you know what it is.
There are some who call me Tim.
Man, we were rolling a minute ago, and then Swepco decided, no, you're not going to have power for half an hour. I was about to shoot a short video with my phone, let you guys know what was going on. I sent out a couple of comments on Twitch and that kind of thing. But anyway, yeah, let's get back to rolling. My gosh, man, I can't believe that happened. I had everything going for a nice, chill chat stream and everything, and oh my gosh, man, how weird, huh? Let's go ahead and get the. I got to get my chats back up and running, so bear with me for a second, guys. I want to be able to get the word from everybody here. Let's see. There we go. Called it 5.1 when I started it back up. There, Low Spec is already on the Rumble chat. He's already there. How you doing, Low Spec? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Tim is here. Let's see. Was watching a watch party of a few films. Okay, cool, man. Watch parties are cool. I do them occasionally, man. And look, I'd love to do more of them. I'd love to show you my favorite movies. Nobody ever does watch parties of. I mean, it's these guys tend to, they show a lot of the same stuff, but I guess I should outline my top 5 movies at some point. I will, but I can tell you 2 of them. Or we talked about one of them earlier. Hunt for Red October. We were talking about. I think we were talking about Alec Baldwin or something like that. Can't remember what it was, but boys and girls, we are at the club tonight. Okay, we are at the club, so we're having a cocktail or 2. Don't forget that. If you're on X, join us. I'm gonna pop the chat out real quick so I can monitor that too. Yes, I'm monitoring the chat tonight, guys, and I know you're impressed, Low Spec. I can't show Low Spec's chats, but he's impressed that I'm watching. Let's see. Bear with him. See if he catches. See if he catches Rumble. I am watching, man. I'm telling you, if you're going to do a chat stream, if I'm going to sit here by myself, then I've got to monitor the chat, right? Low Spec. I mean, you do it with your social media ninja thing, your thing you keep trying to sell to me. And I'm just, if I needed it, I would. But all I have to do is pop this stuff out. I mean, I do the path of least resistance is what I do, Low Spec. I don't get into all the tech parts of it. I'm not like you guys. I'm not into all the tech. But anyway, what we were looking at earlier, and Low Spec, you're going to appreciate this. What we were looking at earlier was James Bond Jr. on the NES. The chat had gone to talking about different games that had failed and stuff like Social Stream Ninja, Chrome plugin. That's what he's talking about. I love it. I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. First of all, see, I had this all set up and we were rolling. We were having a good time. If you missed the first hour, you need to go check it out. It's Das Wolfen's birthday. You've got to wish him a happy birthday. He just went to his dinner. He hit me up on X. Check it out, guys. we had a power outage, right? And let's see. Where is it? Where's my... Okay. Here's State of the Atmosphere right here. Okay. Let's go ahead and present. Let's get this stuff running. Well, first of all, before I do that, I've got to get the right background because we're at the club tonight, okay? And that means we're around hot chicks. That's just all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Got to have the hot chicks in there. Anyway, if you look here, you'll see that Das Wolfen, he told me, he said, that's why you were already off when I got back from picking up dinner. No worries. Hope it comes back up soon. And that was about 7:09 that he sent that. But yeah, Das Wolfen, I'm back up, and it's good to see you guys. We were rolling right along, and we were checking out this right here. It was a James Bond game, buddy. It's an old one from the Super NES. James Bond Jr. Now, this came up because the guys were talking about we got to talking about the guys that they're hoping Amazon is leaning on to be James Bond. And hang on, let me go ahead and get into this a little bit here. You see they've got a gameplay video, and they're giving them a briefing, I guess. But let me jump forward to some of the gameplay here. It's Super NES stuff, guys. It's climbing ladders, jumping, trying to stay away from... Look at James Bond Jr., man. Are you checking this out? Is that crazy? That is nuts, dude. That is absolutely nuts. Oh, there you go. He got past the flames. But anyway, that's what we were looking at before we were so rudely interrupted. Let me go see if I can... Oh, man. We got to get the pattern right. We got to Rubik's Cube this thing. Blink, blink, blink. Boom. Got it. Got to make sure the missile doesn't go off. Anyway, that was James Bond Jr. Let's go ahead and get the soundtrack of the show back up here. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's nuke that one. And this is Sharking for Pearls, boys and girls. This is my brother's music. This is his 4th album, by the way. He's doing a great job on this stuff. He really is. But this is the soundtrack of the show. So we've already watched one trailer. I think it was okay, Low Spec says Chip Tunes. Was that the company that made it, or what are you referring to there, brother? I don't know. But anyway, you're hearing in the background, I hope you're hearing Sharking for Pearls. I got to crank it up just a little bit. I don't want it too loud. I'm by myself, and I want you to be able to hear me. But anyway, that's the soundtrack of the show. My brother's music. Sharking for Pearls is the name of the gang. The name of the album was Astral Plane. You can check it out anywhere where you get your music. So definitely check that out when you get time. Let's see what's going on here. Hey again, Vince says. Sharking for Pearls. Available on all your favorite music platforms. You know it, baby. And yeah, Tim made it in this time. But anyway, yeah, we were rolling right along, and then all of a sudden the power went out. It used to be if a mouse farted, my power went out. And, it didn't matter. We'd have high winds, whatever. Here recently, it's been better. Let's see. Low Spec says the 8-bit music. Okay, gotcha. Chip tunes. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Microchip tunes. But anyway, we're back in the club, guys. We got the music. We got the sound. So let's go ahead and get the alcohol flowing and have a good time, shall we? I'm going to go ahead and do me another shot of Jacques Daniels real quick. And I'm not going to repeat myself from the first show. I explained why I drink shots in the first show. Any bartender you'll ever meet, if they worked in a high volume bar, does the same thing. This is how they drink alcohol a lot of the time, because you don't have time to have a drink. Anyway, got my, this is in tribute to Highlander, who is not available tonight. That's why the Chillin at the Club stream is on tonight. Cheers. This is a chat-driven stream. You guys let me know what you want to talk about, and we'll talk about it. Okay? Cheers. Oh, my gosh. I see Wolverine in the chat. He's on X. What's up, man? I get the X chat in here? Wow. Awesome. That's cool. I didn't even know that. But that's okay. That's okay, because this is going away anyway. So, well, what do you guys think? You guys tell me. A few of the guys that are watching the show tonight are YouTubers. And Low Spec, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I know you've got tech better than I'll ever have. I know that. But, guys, I got to get off of StreamYards because they're about to charge me $450 for a year. And I was paying $250. They're jacking their shit up almost 100% of their price up. 200%, I guess, if you're looking at it correctly. They're about to put it to that pitch. And my stuff runs out 2 days after my birthday. I turn 60 the day that Fantastic Four comes out, guys. And that's, you know what's funny? It's ironic. That's the first comic book I ever read was Fantastic Four. It's not my favorite. Everybody knows I'm a Spider-Man guy. But Fantastic Four was the first comic book I ever read, and I turned 60 the day it comes out. Well, 2 days after that is when my annual StreamYard membership runs out, and I'm not renewing it. I'm not going to renew it. So I'm leaning towards the one that that 70s rock fan uses. I'm leaning towards the Talk Studio, the Stream Lab, I think has. I think it's their free one that they give out with their stuff. I say it's free, but it's not. Here's the thing. I looked at EV Mux, and EV Mux, it's about the same as StreamYard's. And I don't know if I want to go that route. I think I'm going to go with the Streamlabs because it's cheap. It's half of what I've been paying the last 3 years for StreamYard. And I won't have to do replays on this stuff. I'm going to have to take all this stuff and replay it on 3 other channels. I broadcast, guys, on YouTube. The platform that bounces, that's what I like to call it, you know, because Bumbles bounce, right? A lot of people call it the green play button, but I call it Bumble. Okay. So I broadcast on that one and X. Most of my shows go out on those 3. Okay. Then I replay them on Kick, Twitch, and Facebook. Because I believe in what the quartering says, man. If you don't sit there and try and use every bit of tech to get your message out there, you're messing up. Why not give people the opportunity, you know? Of course, all the links I send out are to my YouTube channel. But, you know, why not send it out there? You're not losing anything doing it, so. Anyway, I think I'm going to go with Streamlabs. All right, I got off on a tangent there. Let's see what's going on in the chat. See what's going on. I see Read by Nature is back. Wasn't sure if the old potato router would start working again. It was a power outage, brother. If somebody goes dark like that, and it doesn't say, you know, the stream thing has been shut down by the platform, yeah, you know it's a power outage, man. Let's see. Vince says, need to get a UPS, universal power supply. Okay. I don't know what that is. I have a generator, but I wasn't going to fire that up until, I mean, you have to be without power for a couple of hours before I'll fire that up. And it's not that hot here today. Now, I say it's not that hot here today. It was in the 90s today here in Louisiana. Okay. But when you live in it, you're used to it, if you understand what I'm saying. So I stepped outside on my back porch and it felt fine. My mother was sitting across the street with her best friend when the power went out. I walked out in the living room and my mother had already gone across the street to hang out with her buddy Charlie. So, you know, let's see. WB. Not sure what that means. And here. Yeah, I got you. Not universal, uninterrupted. Okay, uninterrupted power supply. I hear you. Okay. One catastrophe after another. Yes. You know I'm going to fuck shit up, man. Come on. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Been using Streamlabs for 3 years. How are you liking it? Wolvie? Tell me about it. No complaints. Okay. I mean, I know. Look, StreamYard, the reason why I went with it to begin with, it's streaming for idiots. Okay, they make this so easy to use. It's not even funny. They really do. So, I mean, that's why I used it. But I'm not going to pay $4.50. That's ridiculous. Ooh la la, Joe is on Bumble. Yeah, you know I am. With Streamlabs, I streamed X, Rumble, Facebook, YouTube, and Kick. Yeah, and I'm going to do it to Twitch too. I'm going to do it to all of those and Twitch. The one I'd love to be on, what is the name of that one? And I've got a channel over there, but it's just so much work. Odyssey. That's the one I'm thinking of. Odyssey. Hang on. Odyssey. Let's see. Hang on one second. It's spelled a little differently than regular Odyssey, though, isn't it? Hang on. Video. Let's see what comes up. There it is. Yeah, it's Odyssey, right? Odyssee, right? Let me see if I can. It says log in. Okay, I'm up. New payment system is out now, or whatever. That's the first thing that comes up. But anyway, hang on. Let me share this for you. This is Odyssey. Okay. The Kill stream is on here. I know that. Ralph's stream is on here, which I watch just to crack up every once in a while, you know. But let's see. Yeah, I've got a channel over there, but I haven't touched it in a couple of years. Yeah. The last thing I put up there was my fucking Barbie review. I mean, they don't let you stream. They don't let you live stream unless you've got so many followers and stuff, kind of like YouTube. But it's even more complicated than that. Look, if it gives me any grief at all, I'm going to stop using it. I don't have time for bullshit. I really don't. You know? Let's see. Vince is putting the links up. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. I mean, guys, one of these days, Vince, you may get me to cross the pond and come find you. I may have to make a video just called Seeking Vince, you know, just to come over there and say hi and that kind of thing. And I tell you what, if you send me your address, I will send you some stuff, dude. Really. You do too much stuff for us, man. You really do. Love you to death. What did you think of NES game? Yeah, it looked like a regular NES game. We were playing some of it when I started the stream here. Reed, it looks like Donkey Kong to me. You just, you know, that, and of course it has puzzles that you have to solve. That there was some Rubik's Cube shit you had to do to stop a nuke and that kind of thing. Yeah, it looked cool. You know, if I was into retro gaming like my man Low Spec over here on Rumble, I would definitely, you know, play something like that. Let's see. He says OBS plus VDO Ninja for guest. Hang on a second. Hang on one second. Wish I could copy this. Hang on. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Copy. Here we go. Hang on. I got to show you what my man Low Spec Linux Gaming. He's hanging out on Rumble. He tests me. He hangs out on Rumble to see if I'm following, right? But this is what he said. I put it in the chat. Hang on. This is it right here. He says OBS plus VDO Ninja for guest panel free. Okay. I'm going to say this again, Low Spec. Every one of these streaming platforms has a free component. Using this right here, OBS VDO Ninja for guest panel free. I get that it's free. but can I put stuff like this in the background? Can I put hot chicks in the background? Can I do stuff like that? Can I do things like this for free? Can I say, yeah, I got a hot wife and everything, but you know what? You shouldn't be looking at her, man. You shouldn't be looking at her at all. I should. Can I do this? Can I tell you?
All right, move on. Nothing to see here. Please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.
Really? My man Vince says, yes, Joe, yes, you can. Okay. Then you know what? Low Spec, you and I are going to have to get together, and you might have to teach this old dog a new trick or two. Okay? You might have to do that for me. Because if I can find a way to do this free, you know how many people would want to be able to do that? I mean, my gosh, wow. Vince says, haven't been on Odyssey for a while. Yeah, I know. And like I said, Ralph is over there because he's been shoved over there, basically. That's the only place he can stream now, right? Used to be on there a lot before I switched to Rumble. Yeah, I like Rumble a lot. I like Rumble a lot. I know that Low Spec is using their they've got a free studio, and so I know he's using that a lot. Let's see. Of course, you can a little more manual setup than Streamlabs, etc. I do all that with hotkeys. Yeah. See, here's my. See, this is what's killing me, Low Spec. Okay, this is what's killing me. I'm not going to sit here and program my fucking computer. I don't have time for that. I have a 40-hour-a-week job. I'm working on a comic book. I do commissions. I don't have enough hours in a day as it is, fellas. And on top of that, my mother is here. I'm taking care of her too. I'm her chauffeur. Okay. I take care of her medications. She's going to her first doctor appointment this Wednesday. I mean, guys, this is how I know I'm blessed. Guys, and you got to remember, you're talking to a glass half full guy. I will always be a positive thinker. All this stuff is being thrown at me because I'm doing the next right thing. I'm doing the next right thing. And that's what you're supposed to do in life. Let's see. Read by Nature says, your money for nothing and your chicks for free. I get my chicks for free, bro. I have never paid for a chick in my life. Don't get me on that subject. But anyway, let's see. The Low Spec says the multi-streaming OBS can do it if you have a beefy machine and internet. Better off their third party. Yeah, no doubt. That's what I'm thinking, Low Spec. I mean, I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to sit there and take time to program all this stuff every week. My gosh, this has turned into a YouTube symposium, a streaming symposium, if you will. Yeah, I'm going to pay somebody for a streaming platform that I can basically set it up and leave it alone. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I know. I've used OBS. When I started streaming, Vince says, you need a producer. Yes, I do. But I'm not a rich man. I can't pay a producer. So I produce. That's just all there is to it. Anyway, let's see. Low Spec says, I ingress. Ingress? I'm not sure what that word means. INGER. No. GRESS. I ingress to Rumble Studio for the multi-stream feature. My internet can't handle 2 streams. Okay. Okay. I knew there had to be a reason why you were using Rumble Studio. I knew there had to be a reason for that. Wasn't sure what it was. But yeah. Okay. So ingress, enter. Thank you. Hey, you guys are the greatest. I learned a new word tonight. Look, you can ask anybody that knows me. I love having a high vocabulary. I've never heard that word before in my life. That is awesome. That's very cool. But yes, you're absolutely right, Reed by nature. Your money for nothing and your chicks for free. That's exactly what I want, bro. That's exactly it. But anyway, okay. So getting back to tonight's subjects. Let me get back over here to my little bitty thread here that I use for my shows. Yes, I know you're starting to hear the Irish lilt in my voice, and that's because I've been drinking a little bit. It'll be fine. Anyway, if you guys have watched my favorite show I do every week, the Pop Culture Show, State of the Atmosphere, you know who the girlfriend of the show is, right? And what's funny is I'm not a big fan of this chick. I'm not. Knock is. And several other people are. Several other people in our sphere are in love with this chick. So I made her it morphed into, yes, she's going to be on. And I heard Jeremy say, look, if you want people to check out your stream, just put Sydney Sweeney in the thumbnail. So I took it to heart. I said, help, we'll make her the girlfriend of the show. You know how it goes. You know how it goes, boys and girls. You know what's up. Every week, you hear this right here.
How do you want me to handle the Sydney issue?
The Sydney issue?
Well, we should have a consensus on how the White House is going to handle it.
Well, I certainly hope the Sydney issue refers in some way to a problem that we're having with Australia, because if it's anything other than that,
Mr. President, Ms.
Sweeney?
See you.
Have her come in, please. I am finished here.
Yes, sir.
There is no Sydney issue.
I forgot to mute my fucking audio, and I'm sure that echoed all over the place. Let's see. It's mostly used with military guys. He's talking about ingress. Okay. I was in the military for several years, and so was everybody in my family. I've never heard that word in my life. Anyway, or astronauts. Okay. All right. Astronauts are a different breed. Me neither, but she is basically a meme by now. Yeah, absolutely. Talking about Sweeney. If I have to choose, I prefer Jenna Ortega. We could talk about this if you want to. You know, I'm an artist, and I think the greatest work of art is the one that the Lord provided for us. Okay? It is the female form. I'm sorry. It just is. And we could talk about this all night long if you want to. Sydney's gravitational helix pull, no doubt. No echo. Really? Maybe they fixed that. But we don't have any music. Hopefully we got the music back. Wolverine says she's a babe. Yeah, she is. Let me tell you what's sexy about Sydney Sweeney to me. Is the fact that she lives her life with no regrets. She is herself. And she doesn't mind doing it. And she's investing in herself. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but she produces most of the shit she's in. She's been in one or two things, and she's taken her money and invested it in herself. So, let's see. Ingress started getting used a few years ago into the military lingo. Okay. Well, a few years ago, I left the military in the Stone Age. I worked for Ronnie Reagan, if you know what I'm saying. Let's see. Nope, no music. No music right now? Really? Okay, hang on. Let's see. Hang on. How about now? We got music? Shit. Okay. Let's see. Only reason I knew that is I exposed it daily since I still work for the DOD. I know you do, Wolvie. And let me tell you something. It's good to see you on here again, man. I was missing you, bro. I was missing you. Last time I streamed with him, we had a little dysfunction with somebody that was on the crew that night, and it didn't go well. And you know what? I haven't seen that guy in a while. I hope he's okay. I really miss him. He was a great voice in our sphere. But anyway, she doesn't seem to have the typical Echo Hollywood talking points attitude, and knows how she wants her career to progress. Well, okay, look, she's smart. First of all, these are the things I dig about her. And Wolvie says, been busy. You know what I'm talking about, Wolvie. It's great to see you, bro. But anyway, she bets on herself. She invests in herself. She takes her money and she produces stuff she's going to be in. And it's worked out great for her. It really has. The other thing I like about her is she doesn't forget where she came from. She hangs out with the same people she's been hanging out with since she was a kid. If you look at her Instagram, this is what's funny. Whenever the Sydney Sweeney stuff started steamrolling, I made her the girlfriend of the show, and it was a meme, you know. You see what I did with the video and everything. I started watching her Instagram. She's smart about it. She's not on there talking politics. She's just sharing videos of her life, her hanging out with her friends. Is there anything sexier with a chick that's comfortable in her own friggin' skin hanging out with her friends? Is there anything sexier? I mean, I'm not a fan of blondes. Look, it's a well-known fact. I am a fan of petite brunettes. My wife told me, and the wife I've been with for 25, coming up on 25 years, Foxy. She told me one time, you definitely have a type. All three of my wives have been petite brunettes. Every last one of them. Okay? My perfect female, boys or girls, is AJ Lee. Okay? That's her. That's what I'm looking for. There she is. That's it. And all three of my wives look like that. So, let's see. Unlike weird Rachel. Oh, man. That's the complete opposite. My gosh, you want to watch a good video, watch the one that Midnight's Edge did about Rachel Ziegler and her fall from grace. It was awesome. I hate it for the chick. She's talented. She is a talented midget. But, you know, I mean, if you're going to sit there and put your laundry out, you're going to get it. Look, the last movie star, Tom Cruise, all you have to do is follow him and understand what you got to do. The only thing that ever gets posted about Tom Cruise is stuff about his movies. It's never about his real life. Sydney Sweeney, however, she's the female Tom Cruise. She shows you every photo shoot she ever does, right? She shows you fun shit she does behind the scenes. But she doesn't ever tell you about personal shit. Everything you read about her in the fucking, and I'm going to call it tabloid journalism on the internet, they're speculating. Every bit of it's talking heads. Speculating. Every bit of it. Because she doesn't tell you what's going on with her. The only thing you know is that she's hanging out with the folks that she's been with for a long time. That's all you know about her. But we heard this week that Tom Brady has been chatting up Sydney Sweeney at Jeff Bezos' wedding. And it may alter the course of reality, according to this article on Barstool Sports. Yeah, I'm not even going to read this, boys and girls. The entire thought of this, I'm sure, is making a whole lot of people cringe completely. Their sphincters are about to fucking lose their minds. That's right, the goat. The goat. We all know it. Yes. But I have to question. Here's the only thing about it, okay? There's a big age difference there. Sydney's coming up on 30. Tom is 46 now, I think, 47. Yeah, look, boys and girls, let me tell you, my man Tom must be hung like a mule because he gets the pretty ladies. He does. The man does. Have you seen his ex-wife? Holy shit. Wow. I mean, damn. That's crazy. But anyway, what do you think of this? They'd have pretty kids, but nah. I don't. You know what? Sydney Sweeney has already said that if she was going to marry somebody, it would have been the restaurateur that she was dating. That she would have married that guy. Okay, because she has already said she does not want to be in anything serious. Let's see. Vince says it would be sexier if she hung out with me. Yeah, there you go. Petite brunettes for the win. Yes, of course. She can sing somewhat, but besides that, she is poison. She's a kid. And I was talking to my mother the other day, and you got to remember, guys, I'm about to turn 60, and my mother's 81 years old. And we both agreed that young people are stupid. They just are. They don't understand that there's a future. They think everything's right now. They don't understand that what they say is going to follow them. They don't understand that. They just don't. And you can say what you want about the Zig, as I like to call her, Ziggler, but you can't tell me she's not being directed to do that. Steven Spielberg yanked her out of obscurity to start it. Okay. And she was a kid, and she still is a kid. I'm not going to rag on her too bad. I'm just going to say she's making bad decisions. I hope she can turn it around because she's cute. Of course, I've heard the eyes running away from each other thing a lot. But I'm a big Anna Taylor-Joy fan, and she's got the same thing going on. So, I can't get mad at her for that. But I saw a story here recently where she was she's doing a musical. I think it's Eva. I think she's doing the classic Eva musical. And the people that bought tickets for this thing were upset because what they did was they had her go on a balcony towards the street and sing it live, and the people in the theater were watching it on a big screen. Now, I don't know if you've ever gone to a fucking Broadway show, but they're expensive. And I could see where people would be upset with that. Let's see. What else we got here? His bank account helps too. Yeah, Brady, no doubt. But she'd have had this. I don't know if you checked out the bank account of the dude that she was dating for several years, and just they broke up right before the wedding. He's got a ton of bread. A ton of bread. Not Brady money, but he's got a ton of bread. Future cat lady? Yeah, it's possible. Evita. Did I say Eva? Yeah, that's it. Evita. That's exactly what it is. She got fired from that too. Yeah. Yeah, and look, somebody that young, you have to question who they're listening to, first of all. I mean, guys, young people mess up, man. They do. Some of them caught themselves off from their families and stuff, and for things they really are passionate about, you know. And you have to question, where are they getting their advice from? Who are the mentors to this person? That's what you got to question. She clearly listens to morons. Oh yeah, well that's obvious, no doubt, no doubt. I'm just saying, she's young. And young people do stupid shit. They do, guys. I'm lucky to be sitting here with you. When I was a bartender, I did some of the most stupid shit you'll ever see. I mean, dumb stuff. But I'm still here. We learn from our mistakes. Cutting off family always screams cult to me. I'm not even going to get on this subject, man. I've got a loved one right now that's not talking to me, so I'm not going to even get on that subject, but I understand where you're coming from. Yes, I understand where you're coming from. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so what are we getting into next, guys? Let's see. I got to get the... oh, my gosh. My man has been going off over here, low spec. He's talking about ingress to Rumble, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Using the free tier, but you may need to pay for more than 2 stream locations. Yeah. See, Streamlabs, I can look. I'm already counting on $250 a year. The Streamlabs is only going to cost me $120, and I can stream to as many fucking platforms as I want. Yeah, that's worth it to me. I did a quick vid showing me set up at stream and the ingress. And then, of course, he's got the boobs emoji. They don't like her. They like her boobs. It's lust. Oh, my God. He says it's lust. Yeah, low spec. You're right. And that's what turned me on to the chick. Hang on. I'm going to find it on my phone real quick, I think. Hang on. I'll tell you what made me really pay attention to her the first time. It was let's see, Sydney. Let me put this up where you guys can see it. It was, I can't type with shit when I got to buy this. Sydney Sweeney sweatshirt. You guys know what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? None of that's going in there. Great. Okay, I was typing on a different screen. Okay. Sydney Sweeney sweatshirt. I'm sure it'll come up if I hit images. Boom. Where is it? There it is. There's the one right there. This is what made me fall in love with this chick right here. Let's see. Let's see, view image. Here it is. Boom. Sorry for having great tits. That is an awesome sweatshirt for a girl that's stacked as well as that chick is. Okay? That is awesome. That is badass. You gotta love it. How can you not fall in love with that? A chick that understands. That shirt right there, I guarantee you pissed off every feminist in the world. Pissed them all off. And she doesn't care. Can you see by this face right here? She doesn't care. Hang on. That's as big as I can get it? Really? Hang on. There we go. Okay, I gotta use the bars. Look at her face. Does she care? She is duck facing right there. You understand what I'm saying, guys? That instantly made her attractive to me. I'm like, okay, you get it. She gets it. Hell yeah. I mean, come on. Let's see. Vince says for D&D player. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Okay. Do I need to copy and paste this thing? Oh, shit. Hang on. Which means I'm in StreamYards. I can't copy it. What's up, birthday boy? How you doing, John? Good to see you. Yeah, I got back. I got my power back, so I'm good to go. Let me see here. I'm gonna have to go into the chat and hit this link. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Okay, I got it, Vince. I got it, buddy. I got it. Here you go. Yes, they're natural. Hell yeah, they're natural 20s. Shit, yeah, they are. How ironic. Das Wolfen comes in on that t-shirt. That is awesome. It is good. That is it. Yes. Inquiring minds want to know how your birthday dinner was, sir. Happy birthday to Das Wolfen. I don't know if you guys are going to see him on my channel this week or not. I don't know if we're going to be doing it on Wednesday or not. Like I said, I have family in town. My girl Bobby Joe is here. Let's see. John says, good. It was just B-dubs. Really? You go, man. That's good stuff whenever you get a chance to have it. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great t-shirt, man. That's awesome. Love it. I'm hitting all the wrong buttons, guys. This is what you get when an old man starts streaming, man. You get silly shit, you know. I know that's half of the draw of Nerdrotic. We're gonna sit here and fuck up. When I met him in Dallas, I shook his hand. I said, "You're never gonna catch me, bro." I think I'm like 5 years older than he is, something like that. I'm not sure. Maybe like 4. But yeah, he and I were talking about I was talking to him about the Privateer comic book and everything, and I gave him some stuff, and I said, "You're never gonna catch me, man." He goes, "Dude, I'm not trying to." It's like, yeah, no, we can't slow it down. Music's off again. Yeah, that's me. Hang on, I gotta get back on the right thing here. Okay. And then I've got to hit that and then hit that again. You have to be sharing it. Here's the problem. It has to be sharing for it to be working. You should hear it now. You should hear it now, buddy. But anyway, okay. What's next up, boys and girls? We've been going between the two shows. We've been going almost 2 hours. I'm ready to go some more though. If you guys want to hang out, we can do it some more. I'm probably not going to get to stream that much this week because of the family being here. Look, 4th of July is a big thing with us. We have family reunions during this time and everything. I mean, it's summertime. The kids are out of school. The grandkids can go traveling. My daughter, Bobby Joe, she called me this morning. Or no, I called her because she told me that she was leaving early. She had told me a certain date, which was the 30th, I think, which is tomorrow. And she ended up leaving yesterday. And she had texted me. So I called her this morning. I said, "Where you at?" She said, "I'm 2 hours from." She said, I'm coming up on Monroe. So she was 2 hours away from here. She's already here. She's just so damn tired that she decided to not come by tonight, which I told her, yeah, don't worry about that, you know. But she's here. She's got her son and her daughter with her. Kale and Harper are with her. Love my grandkids to death. Can't wait to see him. Kale, I've seen videos of him. He's bigger than everybody else on the football team, and he plays both ways. It's ridiculous. And he's a big... Now, get this, guys. My grandson is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Did you hear that, Das Wolf? This is what I got to deal with. He's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Anyway, he loves talking football. Whoa, he says, ah. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, we lost music again. I'm sorry. It's already gone through the playlist. Well, let's get another playlist going. Hang on. Let's go to the main page of Sharkin' for Pearls. And let's go to The Deep, the third album. Let's put that on shuffle. Yeah. There we go. Anyway, let's see. Wolvie says, yeah, let's hang, man. We're hanging, dude. We're hanging. No doubt. Guessing no Friday stream too? No, I'll probably do the Friday stream because I have to work on Friday. I still have to work on the 4th of July. Rehab doesn't stop during holidays. So yeah, I'm doing the comic book stream on Friday. That's, if nothing else, that stream I always do because that may be the only time I work on the book all week. I mean, like I said, guys, I don't have enough hours in the day. I just don't. Das Wolfen says, it's the 4th, so no stream for me. I will be watching things explode in the sky. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. He's not going to be on for... that's good to know. Thank you for telling me, John. He's not going to be on for Gaming Night with John on Pop Culture Minefield on Friday. He's not going to be doing New Vegas on Friday. How was New Vegas this week, though, sir? Let me know in the comments. I'd like to know. Let's see. Excommunicate him. No, we can't do that. Let's see. Das Wolfen could be worse. He could be a Raiders fan. Yeah. Being a Seahawks fan, yeah, I'd hate to be a Raiders guy. And by the way, guys, hang on. Let me show you this real quick. Just take me a second. If I sweep the camera around this way past the window, you see the Seahawks shrine with the Steve Largent stuff, right? Those two newspapers are from Seattle papers that I printed the first time they went to the Super Bowl when they won the NFC Championship the first time with Matt Hasselbeck. The other paper that you can't see up there too well has Sean Alexander on the cover of it. It's the Seattle Post-Intelligence. God, rented lips. Post-Intelligencer is the name of the paper. But anyway, you see me right there getting geared up for my first NFC Championship game. That's right, boys and girls. I didn't just jump on the bandwagon when the fucking Legion of Boom showed up. No, I've been a Seahawks fan since day one, boys and girls. I've lived through the bad times. And yes, that's his rookie card in there with the signed Largent jersey that I got on my 40th birthday. But look right here. Why would a Seahawks fan have a Raiders piece of art on his wall? Why would he do that? Huh? Well, I'll tell you why I did that. I did that for a friend of mine. It was probably the shortest... Oh, my God. Come on, sucker. I'm trying to lock this back down here. Because I picked it up and moved it around. And it's acting stupid now. Okay. Yeah. See if I can get it back right. Yeah, there we go. We're good now. Okay, so. The Raiders thing up there, I drew it for a friend of mine who was probably, like I said, the shortest interview I ever took or was part of. I was moving from the first nightclub I ever worked in, a place called Cowboys. It was a huge thing here in North Louisiana. We had people from 4 states coming here every weekend. And then a big chain come in. If you guys know anything about the club business, there's a company in the Southwest called the Graham Brothers. They have Graham Central Station. They have Rock and Rodeo. They opened a Denim and Diamonds here in town, and it shut us down, basically. Cowboys was closed 2 years later. But I was without my first wife and had 2 of her kids and my kid taken care of, and had no money coming in all of a sudden. And I was there. I went to Denim and Diamonds to get a job within a month. 1 month. That's all it took. Okay. And I just walked into this guy's office. His name was Ron Long. Love him to death. He and I got in trouble occasionally, but he was a really good friend. We drank way too much back then. But he loved the Raiders. And we had a company football game. We had a company party, and we played football during it, you know. And he guarded me the whole game. We both knew we were rivals. I mean, at the time, this was in the 90s. This is before the modern divisions, the 4 division setup. It was 3 divisions back then, and the Seahawks were in the AFC West, where John's favorite team is. That's why he knows about this. That's why he said it could be worse, could be a Raiders fan. The Seahawks hate the Raiders. Okay, every time they play the Raiders, and they play the Raiders for some fucking reason. They play them I have to imagine because they don't have to go very far, because they're on the same end of the country. They play the Raiders every fucking preseason, and every time I turn that game on, what do I see? Bo Jackson blowing fucking Brian Bosworth up and running out of the Kingdom. Every time. They show it 2 or 3 times that game. Every time they play it. It just pisses me off. But anyway, me and Ron, we were rival friends. You understand what I'm saying? We played in the same division. We rooted for each other outside of our division, you know, that kind of thing. And the poor guy, he died of COVID. And whenever he died, a mutual friend of ours named Mike, guy I graduated with in high school, as a matter of fact, we were in the same class. We had bartended together at this place, and he was much better friends with Ron than I was, because he kept up with him after that club had closed. And when he died of COVID, I went to the funeral, and I saw his ex, who was one of our assistant managers, and Mary. It was great to see her and everything. And Mike pulled up to me afterwards, and he said, Joe, the family really wants you to have your picture back. And I was like, dude, that's his. You know, give it to a family member or something, you know, because I did it for him. It's a picture it's got the Raiders shield. It's got Jim Plunkett, who I have to say, I hate the Raiders, but I pulled for him in both the Super Bowls that he won, because he played for the Patriots. He was a Heisman Trophy winner. He played for the University of Miami, and he was the number 1 draft pick the year he was drafted for the New England Patriots. And he never did anything for the Patriots. They never went to playoffs, nothing. But when he went to the Raiders and Tom Flores, he ended up winning 2 Super Bowls. But anyway, Jim Plunkett's the guy on the left, and the guy on the right is... at the time, it was 94, so that was Jeff Hostetler. He had already won a Super Bowl with the Giants, and this was late in his career. He was playing for the Raiders. And, I put them both on there for him, and he loved that painting. Excuse me, it's not even a painting. Guys, you know what that is? That's a pencil drawing with the black was done in with a Sharpie, is what it was. I did it on a poster board. And you see how he framed it. That's the frame he had it in and everything. So, yeah, that's. I know that story probably means nothing to you guys, but if you're a football fan, you understand where I'm coming from on it. I'm on TV, Mom. Yeah, right. Let's see. So the undisputed king of the nightlife is not quite accurate. If you went out of business, brother. This place opened in 1981. It didn't close till 1995. If you've never been in the bar business, you don't understand the kind of run that is in the nightclub business. That's huge. Okay? I mean, you guys tell me. Anybody from New York know if Studio 54 is still open? It was huge in the 70s. Was he huge in the 80s? Was he huge in the 90s? No, it wasn't. The bar business is extremely fluid. You're going to be hot one week and not hot the next week. It just happens that way. Let's see. Yeah, that's a good run for a club. Yeah, it was. I mean, dude, the guy that bought that place, what he did was he was a district manager for a Pizza Hut. Best boss I ever had. Hardworking guy. Randy James is his name. And like I said, he was a district manager for Pizza Hut. And in the late 70s, around 79, they had a tornado rip right through the Airline Drive area of Bossier City. And we're talking like it was an F4. It was almost finger of God kind of thing. And it wiped out a lot of stuff. There was a drive-in. If you guys watch State of the Atmosphere, you might have heard me talk about my favorite drive-in experience was my dad took me and my friends with all of our Star Wars toys. I mean, I took my Millennium Falcon and the whole 9 yards, my X-Wings and my fucking my TIE fighters and shit. I had all the figures, man. I'm telling you, that's all I cared about, you know, in 77, 78. Anyway, it was early 78. No, it wasn't early 78. It was 77. It was my birthday. It was my 12th birthday. He took me and my friends to the drive-in, and we watched Star Wars, and we acted out with our toys, man. We were outside the car playing it. It was fucking awesome, you know. But that place got wiped out by a tornado, and there was a storage place that was just down from that drive-in, and he bought that piece of land. He got with a bunch of guys he knew through Pizza Hut, being a district manager. He got a bunch of investors together. I think it was about 5 investors. I think he's what he told me one time. Put together $1 million, built this place from the ground up. It was in the heyday of the urban cowboy craze. Okay. 1981, I think, when John Travolta's movie Urban Cowboy had come out, and everybody was fucking going to, they all wanted to go to Gillies, and they all wanted to do the line dancing and all that shit. It's a huge craze. Anyway, he opened this place, put a restaurant on it, and within a year, he paid everybody back. He owned it lock, stock, and barrel in 1982. And I went to work there in 87. It was 6 years after it had opened. And it was still the hottest place in 4 fucking states. We had people from fucking East Texas, South Oklahoma, and Arkansas. They were here every weekend. Paul Harvey called it the herpes capital of the world one time on his radio show nationally. You believe that shit? Called it the herpes capital because it was a meat market, man. I remember we made the national news one time when I was there because we gave out we were the first bar in the country to give out plastic surgery thing for the flattest chest, a boob job for the flattest chest. Yeah. Fucking hilarious, man. We had such a good time. And by the way, if you're a fan of some of these TNA movies, you know, the action and ass movies, the A&A movies, as I like to call them, there's a movie called Picasso Trigger that was filmed at Cowboys. And them girls, you can't convince me they weren't hookers. I mean, good Lord. It's crazy. Let's see. Wolvie says, before my military days, I was a chauffeur. I was exposed to that life. Yeah. I mean, you know, you get to know it. And look, there's good people there, but you've got to watch your back, man. People will slice your throat in that business. Randy James or Ronnie James Dio. Ronnie James Dio is the GOAT. We all know it. Stop it. We all know it. But that was his name, Randy James. A tornado took out our drive-in in Sedalia too. Yeah, but they're susceptible to it. It's kind of a flat area, you know. I was a Star Wars and Logan's Run in a double feature twice because my parents, my brother fell asleep, and I didn't want to wake them up, so I watched them again. Yes, John, you were just this guy right here. He lives the life. He does. Freaking crazy. That's good. Sadly, my dad threw out most of my brothers and my toys. I don't even know what happened to mine. Look, I was 12. If I'd have known how big this was going to be, I'd have kept them in the package. I blew up my Millennium Falcon with M80s, guys, and it was hard to blow up. That Kenner shit was tough. Okay, that plastic was tough. It didn't want to break. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, man, I had all of those toys. Matter of fact, hang on. I got something sitting over here. When I remodeled the house, I found something that made me just flip my lid. Hang on a second. Oh. I've got it sitting right over here on my counter. This was the Kenner TIE Fighter. Of course, I don't have either one of the wings that I think it was this button right here. These buttons right here, you pop and they blew apart because they made this to blow up. They didn't make the X-Wing to blow up. Of course, they were the good guys. The bad guys blew up though. I lost the other top to it, but this is the, I think you were supposed to be able to pull this out of here or shove it down or something. Hang on. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. I just pushed it back down, but you would pull it up to pull the figure out and pop him out of the top of it. This is it. This is my old TIE Fighter. Of course, this is the slot where the batteries went, right? So, but yeah, when I was remodeling the house to put the studio in, I found this thing. I'm going to put it back over here. Oh. Yeah, I had all of those things, man. Look, it's funny. You guys have watched State of the Atmosphere plenty of times. You know, Knock and John know more about Star Wars than I will ever be able to tell you. Because I've never read those books or the comic books or watched any of the animated shows, anything like that. You know, I just saw the movies. And still to this day, Return of the Jedi is my favorite movie experience of my life. It's the reason why I go see things that I'm a fan of opening weekend, if I can. Because there's nothing like seeing a movie with a bunch of fans like you that love it. You know, when they do it right, there's nothing like it. But anyway, if I'd have known what these things are worth, I would have kept them. You know what I mean? But I've told Knock a couple of times, and he can't say anything. Matter of fact, he gets mad when I say it. And John knows where I'm coming from on this one. You guys in your 20s and 30s, my stepson's about to turn 40, and he's a big fan of the prequels and blah, 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 you know. And Star Wars Theory is another one that I could say this to and get away with. Something that me and John have in common. You may love Star Wars. You may know everything fucking about it. But you will never know what it feels like to watch that fucking Star Destroyer come over your head for the first time chasing Princess Leia's ship when nobody had ever seen anything like that before in their lives. You will never know what that feels like. Because you know what? John will agree with me on this. It blew us away. It changed our lives, man. It did. It was amazing. It was something else because nobody had seen anything like that before. The closest thing to it was Jaws. 2 years before that was Jaws. I mean, that movie experience, I'll never forget that either. But yeah, that's something that I will take to the grave with me, and I'm glad the Lord let me see it because it was something else. Let's see. I still have a couple of Star Wars action figures. Yeah. All of my childhood now fits in a small box. My childhood's on the walls, man. I still love the shit that I loved when I was a kid, man. About the only thing that I don't have on the walls here is G.I. Joe. And I'm just... When G.I. Joe went from being a 12-inch figure to being an action figure, I wasn't interested anymore. Just wasn't. Don't ask me why. I just wasn't. I didn't watch cartoons, nothing. Yeah, it's a small box. John says that was Vader's tie advanced with the angled wings. No. This is a regular one. I didn't have his advanced one. This is a regular one, buddy. This is the one with the flat sides. The advanced ones would have had the curved things on it. Yeah. No. That's a regular one. He says, yup. Yeah, he's agreeing with me about what I and Knock gets mad every time I bring it up. He gets pissed off. He starts calling me old and shit. Doesn't he, John? Let's see. Remember how it stayed in theaters for a whole year? Yes. Well, we had these things back then, boys. Look, I have no sympathy for Hollywood. They have cut their own fucking legs out from under themselves. Let me check over here with Low Spec. He says, have a good one. My stream is coming up. Okay. All right. You guys go check out Low Spec. If you're not following Low Spec, you're fucking up. All right. He's a great streamer. If you love old games, he plays them, and he loves to. I derail him every time I send him a super chat. He starts showing pictures of this Asian guitarist that we both love, and he's a great guy. Go follow Low Spec, man. Fun stuff he's got for you. But when you say it stayed in theaters for a year, yeah, it did. But the reason why I have no sympathy for Hollywood is they take shit. They put it out for 45 days now. Some studios, Nosferatu, those guys are idiots. That production company puts their shit out for 19 days and then puts it on streaming at home for the $20 price tag, whatever it is, the theater at home thing. You're idiots. When guys like Wolverine and me and John, guys in their 50s and 60s were younger. First of all, when I went to see Return of the Jedi, the greatest movie experience of my life, there was a guy playing a bootleg copy of Empire Strikes Back outside the theater on a VHS and a TV set. A bootleg. Because it hadn't come out on video yet. It took much longer for it to come out on video. They used to sit there and they had dollar theaters back then, guys. Second run movies would be in theaters for more than a year. In a theater where you could pay $1 to go see it. If you missed it the first run, oh, fuck it, I'll catch it the second time around. I went and saw Jaws at a dollar theater just because I loved it so much. We used to go, look, man, the movie I saw the most, and it's second only to my beloved Fellowship of the Ring, which anybody that knows me knows that's my favorite movie of all time. But my second favorite movie of all time, I saw in the theater 8 fucking times. 8 times. And that's Excalibur. John Borman's Excalibur in 1981. I was big into D&D back then, and I think every D&D player went and saw that several times because we loved it. It was a fantastic, and it's still, to me, the measuring stick for Arthur movies. It is the Arthur movie. If you've never seen Excalibur, you've got to watch it. It is awesome. Let's see. But yeah, movies used to stay in theaters. And this is why I don't feel sorry for Hollywood. They are creating their own demise with the streaming bullshit. Getting rid of physical media. They want to make... Look, people say a lot about, the government giving out money and people staying home, not working, blah, 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 blah. Everybody's going to that model. Everybody is. Hollywood wants to not have to make shit and just make you pay for it. I'm so glad I got my physical media. I pulled out Excalibur the other day. I was just showing it to my mother. I'm so glad I bought Dogma. You can't see that movie. It's been re-released, okay, but for many, many years, for a couple of decades. What is it? The 25th anniversary of Dogma? You couldn't watch it. I've got it. I've always had it. It's one of the greatest comedies of all time. Love it. It's ridiculous. Let me see what everybody's saying in the chat here. Since the sequels came out, the prequels look like masterpieces. No doubt. Look, the prequels. You know what the prequels were? It was a narcissistic exercise. It was George Lucas trying to prove that he could make movies without actors. What they were. They were CGI nightmares. But you know what? They did a really fucking great job on all that CGI. They did a fucking great job of it. It really did. And say what you want about the prequels. Phantom Menace, it's okay. But it's got my favorite Jedi of all time in it. Love Qui-Gon Jinn. Love him. He's a rebel. He's all about the living force. He's like, don't get caught up. Stay where you're at. Stay right here in the moment. What are you doing? Love Qui-Gon Jinn. My favorite Jedi of all time. It has its good points. But if you don't know who the bad guy is in that movie, you're an idiot. You know what I'm saying? But then again, got to remember something else. I'm going to leave this chat up for a second here because I want to explain something else. I saw a book, and I know John's seen it too, from back then, where George Lucas outlined 9 chapters of a story that he wanted to tell, and he just chose chapter 4 to start with because he didn't know if he was going to be able to make the rest of them, and it was his favorite part of the story. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. I saw this book. I wish I still had it. But it had a synopsis of all of them. And if I remember correctly, the third trilogy was supposed to surround a race that was cut off from the Force. They could not tell what they were doing. Okay. And it had to do with, it had Luke in it, but it was more about their kids. It was not about them anymore. He had 3 different generations, right? But anyway, I'm losing myself in Star Wars talk. You guys may have seen a lot more than me about this stuff, but I remember I used to collect, Starlog magazine and all that stuff, and I know quite a bit, but it's all locked in this fucking brain that's forgetting shit left and right. But the sequels had some good, the prequels had some good stuff in them. I don't like the second one. The second one, about the only thing that's worth a shit in there is the beginning of the Clone War at the end of it. That and Padme's outfit at the end of it, right? That's, I guess that's cool, but it's more to get the love story going between those two, and it was a necessity. But the second chapter of a lot of these trilogies is the best part. I mean, you could argue that the greatest Star Wars movie ever made was Empire Strikes Back. A lot of people feel that. A lot of people do. And it is a great fucking movie. It really is, because it gives weight to what's going on. But the second chapter of the prequels, But Revenge of the Sith, even though I knew what was going to happen in it, I had read the synopsis of the chapters and everything, and I knew what was going to happen. I knew everything right down to he was going to be on a volcanic planet whenever he fought fucking Anakin. Great movie. Fantastic movie. Loved it. Loved it. From the opening scene. I love the fucking opening scene. Because let me tell you something. I love stories where when it's all coming down, what are you going to do? And in the opening of Revenge of the Sith, you've got an all-out war between the Trade Federation and the Republic, and it is awesome. All these fucking ships just fucking trying to destroy each other. You know, I'm a Star Trek fan as well, and I'm more of an OG Star Trek guy, right? I love Captain Kirk, Bones, and Spock. I love the Trinity, and it's the greatest Star Trek ever. A lot of people can argue that's Next Generation, Deep Space Nine. I keep hearing how great that show is. I never watched any of these shows to the extent I watched the first one. I know every episode of the first one. And I mean, we used to watch it every day when we got home from school. But I love First Contact, the Next Generation movie. It's the only Next Generation movie I repeat watch, because it's got the entire fucking fleet attacking a Borg cube. It is awesome. I love that shit. I think it's awesome. They never show us stuff like that, you know? And I love it when they do. Joe liked that dolls. Stop it. Those dolls. No, they weren't dolls. Those were G.I. Joes, and they had different outfits. You could change it. I thought only gray one was Vader's. Both of mine were white. TIE Fighter? White TIE Fighter? That doesn't sound right to me. Let's see. Low Spec Linux Gaming. Yes. Got to follow him. I saw October Sky about 30 times in the theater. October Sky 30 times in the theater. Oh my God. Wow. Yes, Excalibur was an awesome movie. Idaho Mike, good to see you, my brother. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. Das Wolfen, Helen Mirren in her prime. Oh yeah, that was her, man. Railway Nation Gaming Clips says Quest for Camelot is the best Arthur movie. No, it's not. But he also uses the 3 letters that we always love to hear.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
And since he gives us the LFG, we're at the club. We'll go ahead and hit another Jack Daniels. I'm about to get a new bottle of Jack just to entertain this week. Damn. Look at this. You guys got me killing it. Cheers. Oh. Whoop. Whew. I inhaled at the wrong time on that one. Woo. You can do that with whiskey. It'll get you. Let's see. Let's get the music back going here. What would you rather watch? Any of the sequels or the holiday special? I'd watch The Force Awakens again before I'd watch that. Force Awakens is good. It's just a retelling of Star Wars, the first movie. Let's see. Railway Nation says Revenge, then Phantom, and last Attack of the Clones. Yeah, Attack of the Clones is not a good movie. They just need to cut out the... Oh, man. Look. I would so love to find... I had the originals on disc, and my stepson, I love him to death, but he doesn't know how to take care of things. And he loves Star Wars, and he treated my discs like Frisbees. And, yeah, now all I have is the CGI improved bullshit. I would love to have the original one where he doesn't scream no when he's throwing the Emperor over the fucking railing. I would love to have that. Let's see. First Contact was badass. Yes, it was. I'm not a fan. Look, first of all, I hate Picard. I can't stand his ass. He is stiff upper lipped to the stiff upper lip. fuck that dude. I'm a Riker guy. I like him a lot better. Okay. I like my captain to shoot first and ask questions later. I like Kirk. All right. And something you got to know about me. There's a lot of guys in our circle that do Star Trek. You know, anti-derivative Jill and her gang, and Admiral Tegan, his gang, and Clobby did it for God. He did it the best. He really did. But I believe in what Clobby said. You know, it stops with Enterprise, right? But that movie, it has some. First of all, it didn't take itself seriously, which is what you got to do in Star Trek. Star Trek basically is the Navy in space, is what it is. It's a military story. I like Data. I like that character. I like Riker. I love the Klingon character. They should have done that back in the day. They should have had a Klingon on the ship, but they had just run into him, you know, back in the day. So, but I love Worf. I got his signature over the wall. My buddy Jimmy Bailey, love you, man. If you're out there watching, he got me that at a Comic-Con up there where he lives in Maryland. But the thing that's great about First Contact is that they're fighting on a couple of fronts, and they're just trying to survive. And the thing I love about it the most is actually Picard. He has become Ahab. He's become Captain Ahab. He's fighting his white whale. He's trying to stop the Borg because he knows what they're going to do to everybody. Because he's been... I think that's the best thing about the Next Generation was the creation of the Borg. The worst thing about the Borg, the Next Generation, is Q, in my opinion. I can't stand that character. I hate it. I think it's stupid. They've had several characters like that. I hated characters like that in the original episodes too, that were omnipotent and just stupid. Yeah, I can't stand them. But yeah, Michael Dorn. Yeah, he's an awesome dude. He's in my second favorite Star Trek movie of all time, and that's The Undiscovered Country. He plays, I think, his great-grandfather, or maybe his grandfather. I'm not sure. I don't know how many generations there are between them, but he plays a relative. He defends Kirk at the trial in Undiscovered Country. But yeah, huge fan of not the Next Generation, but that movie. That movie is awesome. It was really great. Let's see. Das Wolf is leaving us. Is that what he said? Good night. Okay. Let's see. I loved Worf and the Defiant today. Yeah, perhaps today is a good day to die. That's right. Yeah. Good night, birthday boy. We'll see you next time. The actor who plays Worf owns and flies an F-4 fighter jet. No shit. That's cool. In the comics, there was a Klingon crew member on Kirk's times before Worf. Really? In the comic books? Yeah. Well, you know, I did pay attention to the animated series of Star Trek, and I did check out some of the comic books. I don't remember that, but I did check all that shit out back in the day. Tron series is better than Star Trek. Real Wade Nation lives to troll us, and he knows he's wrong. You just got to remember that when he says stuff in the chat. Don't buy into it, guys. He's just pulling your leg. Let's see. Matthew, what's going on? Howdy, Patrick Stewart actually was Ahab in Moby Dick miniseries. That's not surprising to me. Now, don't get me wrong. Because of Excalibur, I dig Patrick Stewart. He plays Guinevere's father in Excalibur. And he's got one of the greatest lines in the fucking movie, man. It really does. He is, look, if you've never seen Excalibur, okay, that's it. That's what we're gonna do. The next watch along we do is gonna be Excalibur. Okay, I'm telling you, it's one of the greatest fucking movies you'll ever see. And Patrick Stewart, I guess he was young in it, but he looks like he's middle aged in that movie, and it came out in 1981. Hang on a second, let me see. You know what? No, I'm not going to do that. Maybe we'll go over to Rumble for a couple of minutes when we're done, and I'll show you a couple of scenes from Excalibur. But he's awesome in it. The guy. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I hate the character of Picard. He's a prick. He is a fucking pain in the ass prick. A huge one. I can't even get. Everybody keeps telling me you need to watch Next Generation all the way through, but you got to get through the first season because Picard is a prick. Well, yeah, fuck him. I can't get through the first season of it. I tuned in to Encounter at Farpoint just like everybody else. The 2-hour episode that led into the series. I did. Just like everybody else. And I enjoyed it. You know, it's Star Trek. Thank God. Star Trek's back. Yay. But after that, I tuned out because the guy was a dick. Kirk wasn't a dick. He was a ladies' man. It was all about, what's up? Let's see what we can do here. No, he was always questioning Spock. Spock had the answers, knew what to do. He's like, wait a minute, Spock, you just don't know. We got to check out some things. You know what I mean? He was a passionate dude. And fucking Picard's just a prick. I just can't stand it. Yes, he plays his granddad. Okay. Yeah, cool. I can send you the OG Star Wars movies through Dropbox or Proton Drive. I want them physically myself, but thank you, Vince. If I decide to get myself look, I don't even have a drive to put all this shit on. Okay, right now I'm thinking about what I've got to do. I've got to get a couple of terabyte drives just to fucking plug into this thing because you guys know I'm doing my comic book. And all I'm doing, all these streams I do, I don't save them all. The only ones I save is my comic book one. And we're in 150 episodes of that now. And I'm running out of room. And I really want to back up my phone on something soon. So yeah, I'm running out of fucking memory space. But yes, I will remember that, my brother. I will remember that. Let's see. Wow, I blame Joe for me buying comics. Well, you shouldn't blame me for that. You should blame 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser, Clobbering Times. There's several guys. Nerdrotic. Yeah. Look, we grew up with comics because that was our lore thing, man. I mean, it was that and J.R.R. Tolkien for me growing up. I dove into it. I loved it all, and you had different guys. I remember I ran with a couple of guys when we weren't teenagers yet, but we were double digits, like 11, 12. I know a couple of guys that were big about World War II. That's all they did. They studied it. They thought it was awesome. They collected everything they could. Friggin' German equipment, uniform parts, stuff like that. They loved it, man. All they did was talk. Before they had all these strategy games on the video game platforms you have, these guys were sitting there strategizing with fucking graph paper and little pewter figures and shit. Like D&D, like the way we used to play D&D. Only it was World War II. How could we do it differently? How could we make Germany win? That kind of stuff. I mean, they just loved it. They thought it was awesome. But yeah, there's several people that love comic books, man. It's just not just me. But thank you for saying that. Stewart looked old when he was in his 20s. Yeah, no doubt. I wonder how old he was when he made Excalibur. Only really starts in season 3. talking about Next Generation. Yeah, I can imagine that. Laugh out loud. Stealth movie is meh. Stealth? Yeah, you're right about that. It's like with fantasy baseball. It started off with guys assigning points from newspaper box scores. Well, if you're going to do fantasy with anything, Matthew, you know fucking baseball is tailor-made for it. I mean, a man that is a baseball fan will teach his son how to score a baseball game while they're watching it. Matt, you know what I'm talking about. That baseball guys are statistics nuts. They are freaking numbers maniacs. A lot. I could almost guarantee you that every mathematician you ever run into is a baseball fan. Am I lying, fellas? I'm telling you that they are. Because it's all about the numbers. It's all about the numbers. And if you've never seen the Brad Pitt movie with Jonah Hill, what's it called? Moneyball. When they took a bunch of guys that nobody knew who they were with the Oakland A's and made them champions. All they did was crunch numbers. That's all they did. They took it to the next level. They took their fandom to the next level and said, okay, these guys produce. Let's get them together and let's produce. It was fucking crazy. Look, I know baseball. I know the game. I know how to score it. But I don't watch it. Why? I'll tell you why. Because the only way to watch it is live. When you watch it on television, you get the fucking view from behind the pitcher. You get to stare at the pitcher's ass all day. And that sucks. Go to a ballpark and watch a baseball game. You are going to see some fun shit. It is cool. It really is. But television has never figured out how to cover it. They have never figured it out. They have not done it yet. Let's see. Vince says, I have something from my grandpa. It looks like he was an electrician back in the day. His helmet had 2 lightning bolts on it. Could be. I mean, it could be a team logo, but yeah, he could have been an electrician. He says, just kidding. That one flew over my head, man. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about there. No, the only way to watch baseball is at 5 times speed. Yeah, that too. I mean, here just recently, they put a fucking pitch clock out there. That is dumb as shit. SS logo. Oh, please. Ugh. The SS. I don't know if you guys were around whenever I did the V watch along, but that's one of my favorite television shows of all time. Came out in the 80s, I think. I think I was in the military when that came out. Might have been in high school. I'm not sure. Hang on. Let's see. V. Really? You're not going to show me V? Okay. Hang on a second. V. Visitors. There it is. Boom. 1983. It's my senior year in high school. Okay. All right. If you want to teach younger people what happened in Yahtzee, as they like to say here on YouTube, Yahtzee, woohoo, Yahtzee, Germany, back in the day. If you want to teach younger people what happened during that, hang on, this thing is acting stupid. What in the hell is going on here? I don't want all of this. What? Well, I'll tell you what. I don't want an episode guide. I just want V. The original miniseries. This is hard to fucking search for on fucking. There it is. V 1983. Okay. What? Okay. I clicked on it and it's. Okay. This is getting stupid. Now it's saying something from 2015. Good Lord, we've lost the music too. What a moment. Let's fix the music, first of all. What the hell happened to music? Wow. We've gone through that album too? Have we been in here too long? Let's go back to Undertow then. There we go. Little Undertow. This is pissing me off right here. V 1983. That is really weird. This is all it shows right here. This is all it shows. Hang on. This is it. One of the greatest shows of all time. This is it. This is all I got here. For V. This is a great show, guys. Really is. I'm looking at the cast thing. It says top cast. Where's Mark Singer? They don't list him till all the way down here? What the fuck is this? What is going on with IMDb? Mark Singer was Beastmaster already by this time. Come on. Mark Singer's one. At the time, he was a big actor. That's crazy. That is unbelievable. But yeah, if you didn't watch the watch along I did of that, man, dude, great show. Great show. Let's see. Matt says, I'm actually pro pitch clock because games were taking forever. Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with the pitch clock. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but you know what I'm saying about live games, though? It's a totally different game live. V was a great show. Still haven't watched the remake. The remake has a rather hot chick in it. You know her as Deadpool's girlfriend. Let me see. What is that girl's name? I'm going to hit V, A, B, C, because they're the ones that made it. So, I swear to God, you can't find. Okay. All right. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit Firefly, because she was the hooker on that show. Hang on. You guys should be able to see this as I screw this up. Hang on. There we go. All right. So, the actress that plays the big bad in V is right here. Marina Bakarin. Yes, that is her. She plays the big bad. Would you get that out of the way? You see how beautiful this woman is? Oh my God, she's gorgeous. Anyway, she's in the V remake, which I believe was around the turn of the century, I think, guys. Could be wrong. No, there it is right there. Okay, 2009 through 11. There it is. She played Diana. She played the lizard chick Diana back in the remake. And it's not bad to start. It's okay. But yeah, it didn't last. It was only on for a couple of years. So, yeah. But the original miniseries, guys, if you've never seen the original miniseries, go watch it. It is something else, man. From the opening salvo, it is awesome. Opening salvo. Title of the first Privateer comic book. Okay, let's see. V was a great show. Still haven't watched the remake. Yeah, okay. I just got done talking about it. Dude, V blew us all away in 1983, I think. Yeah, absolutely. It was fantastic. It really was. And all it was, you know what that show was? You watch a documentary on it, it'll tell you this guy, all he wanted to do was retell what happened in Yahtzee, Germany. I hate YouTube sometimes. Yahtzee, Germany during World War II. He wanted to tell that in a different time, right? The producers thought it was too nihilistic at the time. Imagine that, when all we get is nihilism now, right? So he rewrote it with aliens because of Star Wars and all of the stuff that was coming out. Star Trek had its rebirth and everything, so he rewrote it with the aliens being the bad guys. And that's what V is. And it turns out to be one of the greatest shows you'll ever watch. Let's see. Matt says, if lizard people came right now, there would be turncoats willing to work with them. In that story, there are turncoats willing to work with them in 1983. No doubt. Also, the Wave TV movie from 1981 was great to visualize how students fall into following the bad guys. The Wave. Let's take a look at this. The Wave. '81 TV movie. Let's see. Here we go. All right. Got the Wave. An experiment in an American high school where students learn how easy it is to be seduced by the same social forces which led to the horrors of Yahtzee, Germany, based on a true story. Oh, look out! Bruce Davison's in it, man. Love that guy. Might have to check this out, man. I might have to find this. I'm just looking at the cast. Look, it's Adolf here at the bottom, playing himself in archival footage. The Wave from 1981. Check it out, guys. That's cool. I'm glad you told me about that one, Vince. Let's see. That's the miniseries, Joe. The show was 84 to 85. Okay. All right. Let's see. Not seeing it here, man. All I see is that miniseries. But that's all right. Those of us that are really interested will find it. But yeah, I'll have to check that out, dude. That's pretty cool. All right. Let's see. What else is going on here? Oh, but yeah. It was huge back then. Yeah, no doubt. Marina Baccarin. She's gorgeous. Portman, laugh out loud, Portman is more hot. Natalie Portman? See, I have a problem with Natalie Portman because the first movie I ever saw her in, she was about 12 years old. Little movie. Just a little one. It's called The Professional. She was a child in that movie, and I have a hard time looking at that chick ever since. I really do. The Professional is a great movie, by the way, if you've never seen it. But it shows my age bracket. Yes, absolutely. Everybody your age thinks Natalie Portman is just a babe. No doubt. Portman's laugh turns me off. Yeah. I don't know that I've ever heard her laugh. I don't know. Don't really know. Uh-oh. Here he is with the link. Hang on. Let's see. No, wait. That's the one I just had up, bro. That's it. 1981. Here, let me show you. Same one. Bruce Davidson of Willard fame with his rats. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. That's who we're talking about right here. Bruce Davidson. Yeah. He's been around for a long time. He's played a lot of parts. Really has. Let's see what the top ones they say here is. X-Men. Yeah, you Senator Kelly in that. 1923. Yeah, he was in that one. Longtime Companion. Don't know what that is. Ozark. I've never watched Ozark. I hear good things about it, but I've never watched it. But yeah, he's been around for a long time. No doubt. He's a good actor. He really is. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Over here, it was called Leon. Yeah, I know. The Professional. Yeah. Great movie. Somebody on X, you know how they always put up these things saying who really nailed a villain thing. I think it is what it was. And they had a picture of Tim Curry playing the devil in Legend. And I was like, oh man, I put one up with Gary Oldman in Leon. I think it's pronounced Leon. But The Professional. And I put the little gif of him going, everyone, you know? Yeah, he was awesome in that fucking movie. He's look, Gary Oldman's awesome and everything he does. And the thing I love about Gary Oldman, I'm actually starting to watch the Oscars again. I used to watch them religiously when I was a kid. Religiously. Because like I said, I wanted to be an actor when I was a kid. I wanted to make movies. And, you know, back when I was a kid and you watched the Oscars, if you got political up at the podium, they booed you off the stage and they basically played you out. They didn't want to hear what you had to say. Period. Right? Didn't want to know nothing about it. Nowadays, it's a staple, right? But here recently, the last couple of times they've done it, guys, ever since the Will Smith slap, ever since that happened, they've gotten a little bit more conservative with it. And one of the best speeches I heard when they were accepting an Oscar, Gary Oldman finally got his Oscar playing Winston Churchill. And I think the name of the movie is Churchill. He talked about how he loved the opportunities he's been given. He loved everything he's ever done in the business. He talked about being a dual citizen, how he grew up in England, but decided to make America his home, and the opportunities it's given him. If you guys have never seen the speech he gave when he got the Academy Award for playing Churchill, go watch it. Everything, it's the American dream. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about the American dream. And there's so many guys that have lived it over the years, guys. I was a big fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger at the beginning of his career. From the beginning of his career. Because he got it. He understood that he come from, nothing. And he came here and made himself more than he could ever be. And, you saw him on The View a while back. Just that they weren't expecting him to say what he said. But he basically said, if you're an immigrant, act like it. It was pretty cool. But anyway, let's see. You didn't check the chat in time. I posted ages ago. Okay. Hey, man. I don't do these chat things very often. But here's the link. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Well, that's for V. That's the complete series of V. Okay. Everyone, Gary Oldman is great. You know he is. Yes. Darkest Hour. Okay, Darkest Hour is the Churchill movie. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. You mean Arnold Strong? Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I've got his picture right over here behind me. If you look, let's see. Let me bring it over right there. That's him from Commando. And it's signed in gold paint pen, boys and girls. Here, I'm not going to tease you with it. Hang on. There it is. The Governor. Right there. And let me tell you, there ain't nobody loves this country more than that guy is. Yeah, he lost his mind during COVID. He said, fuck your freedom. He did. But you know what? People said a lot of crazy shit during that time. Let me tell you, they were getting hit by shit they'd never seen before. That whole thing was a test to see how we're doing. Tom Cruise is getting an honorary Oscar. It is deserved for what he's done for the industry. You know, Matt, I'd like to see them go a step further. The honorary Oscar is great. And trust me, it's no small feat. We've seen several people get honorary Oscars that never got Oscars for the parts they played. They got them for their body of work. You know what I'd like to see him do, Matt? I'd like to see him add just one thing to the categories. Best stunt. 2 words. Best stunt. Acknowledge the stuntman. They break their ass for fucking movies, and they never get acknowledged. I love the opening of The Fall Guy, because they show a bunch of great stunts at the beginning of that. And you don't know who these guys are. You don't. Okay? I'm a big Burt Reynolds fan. Loved his movies. And from Smokey and the Bandit on, they were directed by an ex-stuntman, a guy named Hal Needham. He was a stuntman and when he started movies, and he became a director, and he became Bert's best friend, and he directed all of his movies after Smokey and the Bandit. I love those guys. I think they're awesome. That They do crazy shit. But they try and do it safely, if you understand what I'm saying. They do, but they push themselves. They really do. They're maniacs, man. They're adrenaline junkies just like Tom. And I'd love to see them add that category. I want to see them add that category now. Nominate a few movies, but you can't tell me he wouldn't win the Academy Award for Best Stunt this year for Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning. I'm sorry. He would. It doesn't matter what you put out this year and what stunt was done. He would win it because that was fucking amazing what he did in that movie. Let's see. Look up movie called Stealth. I've seen Stealth. It's good. It's okay. It's a good after school special. I've seen Stealth. It's a decent movie. It's Top Gun, man. That's all it is. It's a retelling of Top Gun. I thought that pick was Boba Fett. No. It looked like it. Yeah. No, that's from Commando. That's from Commando, man. Look up the Stunt Awards. Oh, well, he's got to get one of those. No doubt. Hal Needham, Burt Reynolds was the inspiration for Pitt and Leo in Once Upon a Time in America. Yeah, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. They were locked at the hip. Hal Needham was his stuntman at the beginning of his career. And he ended up getting fucking... he was able to become a director, and Burt locked him down, had him do every movie he did. I think right up until Stir Crazy, Hal Needham was doing all of his movies. Yep. While looking for a link, I found this. Oscars adding awards for stunts starting in 2028. Well, that's too late. They need to start now so Tom Cruise can win an Oscar that's not honorary. Damn it. Let's see. Beale in a bikini was nice to look at. Let's go ahead and magnify that, shall we? Hang on a second. Beale in a bikini. We may end on that. Let me see. Beale in a bikini. You had to bring that up, didn't you? You had to do that to me, didn't you? Why do you want to distract me like this? Okay. Now, you want to see something stupid? Hang on. There we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, there you go. Like that.
Look at this right here. In a bikini, and I got nothing but sweatshirts. What the fuck? Nothing but sweatshirts. Jessica Biel in a bikini would be awesome if we could see it. There's her butt in a bikini. Woohoo! Jessica Biel is just sweet, boys and girls. Sweet. What is going on here? All right, look. You go away. All right. Here we go. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. Jessica Biel is still one of the hottest women on the planet. It's just all there is to it. Yikes. Woof! Proof that we're not worthy, boys and girls. We are just not worthy. That's just all there is to it. Let's see. Tourist World Stunt Awards. Oh, okay. Hang on. Let's see what he's talking about here. see what he's talking about here. Except Taurus. World Stunt Awards, Taurus. That's what it says up here, guys. Let me go ahead and set this a different way. Here we go. Now accepting submissions for 2026. And more awards. Award winners. And nominees. Best Fight. Deadpool and Wolverine. Beekeeper. Killer. Mayhem. And Twilight, the Warriors. Walled In. Best High Work. The Fall Guy. Dune Part 2. The Union. The Killer. When did these come out? I wonder. Hang on. 2024. Let's see what happened here. Extraction 2 was the winner. I have still not seen John Wick 4. I have not seen that yet. Kind of lost me on John Wick 3. I wanted to see it because Halle Berry's in it, and I'm in love with that chick, but yeah, it just... Oof. High Wire Work. Heart of Stone. Wait. You're telling me that the bad Gal Gadot movie actually got a fucking stunt award? Wow. Okay, I might have to go watch that. I mean, I tried to watch it, guys, but I turned it off after about 20 minutes. Really couldn't hang. Still love John Wick. Best Stunt Rigging. Peter Pan and Wendy? With Mia Jovovich's kid in it? Okay. Best Work with a Vehicle. I'm going to have to keep track of this. Thank you for sending me this, Vince. I have to keep track of this. Taurus. The awards. 2025 winners. Deadpool and Wolverine for Best Fight. High Work. Fall Guy. Best Stunt Rigging. Furioso. Another movie I haven't seen yet. Best Work with a Vehicle. Of course it's Fall Guy. Set a record. 8.5 turns, right? Best Specialty Stunt. Axel F. I saw that movie. Fred North. First Omen. Okay, you're getting into stuff now that I haven't seen. Okay. But I'm definitely going to have to keep an eye on this right here. Let me go ahead and add that to favorites. Good deal. All right. Guys, I hate to do this to you, but I'm fixing to just show you a trailer real fast because I got to pee. And I've been drinking. I'll be right back, guys. Here, let's show you some more club footage, shall we? We are hanging at the club anyway. Matt says that's her in Summer Catch. She caught everything that summer. Yeah, man. She can catch me anytime. Jessica Biel's something else. Woo. I've seen movies with her in it, but never was a fan of Blade. Never was a fan of that. I watched the first one, and the bad guy was so underdeveloped that I was like, ugh, whatever. But the remake of my favorite Arnold movie, Total Recall. I think that's the only repeat movie I've ever watched her in, and it's only because of her and my other babe, Kate Beckinsale from the Underworld movies. Yeah, they're the only good reasons to watch that flick. I mean, other than that, it's bullshit. Vince is giving us a thumbs up. Yes. When you whip it out, it is considered toilet humor. Is it considered toilet humor? He wants to know. No. Let's see. And no flash dance on the vids. Tis. Yeah, right? Emphasis on yum. No doubt. Well, listen, guys. I think that's where we're going to end this tonight. Joe's had about enough of the drink. He's about done with this beer, and I'm not doing another shot. I've had 3, so no, that's not happening. So, I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and finish this. Yeah, emphasis on damn. Let's just enjoy this a little bit more, shall we? I mean, it's just, what can we say? The girl is genetically gifted, as I like to say. Same. Night all. All right, man. You be good. It's time to get. Look, boys and girls, I want to thank you guys for being here. I figured I'd go ahead and stream tonight because I may not stream the rest of the week. I'm going to, if I've got time, I'll be on the shows I'm usually on. I'm going to try and do the video game stream tonight, which we're going to do Lantern Monday. And I believe I have a trailer for that here. If you guys want to check it out, I think I do. Let me see. Do I? I thought I uploaded that one. Maybe I didn't. No, I haven't done that one yet. But me and Lunatic are supposed to get together and play some Lantern stuff. So, boys and girls, let's let you know what's going on with the channel. Of course, I want you guys, first of all, to remember to start following my other stuff that I have around, boys and girls. I have other stuff like joesatmosphere.com. You can learn about my artwork and my journey through the years of what I've done and stuff like that. My streaming schedule is there, the beginnings of a marketplace for my merch, and always pencil sketch portrait commissions are open. All you have to do is click on that when you see it, and it'll take you right down to the bottom of the page where you can email me about what you want me to draw. And you don't even have to do that. All you have to do is hit the bottom right-hand corner and send me a message, and I'll be glad to answer it. So you guys check that out at joesatmosphere.com. And then, of course, if you want to support the channel, you can go check out my Subscribe Star, where I've got all the updates for the stuff that's going on with the shows. Plus, you can spend $1 to read all the origin stories of the characters of the Privateer. The first 2 issues of the Privateer are on there. And you can actually download the artwork and check it out on there anytime you want to, with a $5 charge for the artwork. Now, what you're looking at here is one of the plotted pages of the Privateer. You see me work on every Friday. Comic book. I've never done one of these things before in my life, but through the magic of the iPad and Procreate app, I'm actually working on the comic book every week. And I do my show every Friday so you can see it. You can see every page of the first 2 issues of the Privateer right here on my subscribe star. So go over there and check it out. If you want to support the channel, that's another way you can do it. $1 for the written word. That's all the origin stories of the characters and the plot for the first book. And I'll have the plot up for the second book not too long from now. I want to get the artwork. I have to take the photographs. It's already done. I've got it right over here, but I just have to take the photographs. But anyway, go support me on Subscribestar. And of course, we want you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Rumble, the Twitch channel, the Kick channel, and X, and Facebook. And don't forget, the Privateer has his own Facebook page too. You can check that out. There's a lot more behind the scenes stuff. There's stories I'm going to be telling in the comic books that I haven't gotten to yet that are on this Facebook page. Okay. I've been writing about this guy for years, guys. And I'm just now getting to where I can go ahead and do the stories in a comic book form. So you guys go check it out. Support these things, and I appreciate you greatly. Of course, you know you're watching Chillin at the Club. Of course, this is Chillin at the Club number 5.1 because we had a power outage. But I want to thank you guys for being here and supporting the channel. Next week, the Brothers Hack the Matrix will be back with everything you need to know about the clown show that is 2025 through today's headlines. The only thing that will keep us from doing it is if Danny's working again, which could happen. It's summertime, and he gets busy, guys. That's just the way it is. He works for a bottled water company. So, you know, occasionally he can get too busy. But if that doesn't happen, if he doesn't get called into work, the brothers will hack the Matrix next Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Time in this time slot. And then, of course, Military Monday comes your way on Monday morning. I don't know if I'll be there or not. Like I said, I've got family in town, so they come first. But they will have a military movie going on Pop Culture Minefields channel at 10 a.m. Central Time. And Gary will be working on this comic book while they talk about the military movie. So you guys definitely keep supporting that show, because I'm a regular on there. So check it out at 10 a.m. Central Time, Pop Culture Minefields channel. And then, of course, It's Only Talking Rule comes your way at 4 p.m. Central Time on That 70s Rock Fans channel. And this week, it will be a... Excuse me, I got the hiccups all of a sudden. Baldur's Gate game playthrough stream. I love hanging out with him on this one because I've already played it through and he's doing it for the first time. And this guy, I don't think there's a thing he doesn't research. He's trying to play every storyline he can, and you just can't do that on one of these games. But I love you to death, That 70s Rock Fan. We're going to be there for you at 4 p.m. Central Time tomorrow as you play through Baldur's Gate Dungeons and Dragons. And then, of course, Monday at 6:30 p.m. Central Time, it's Papa Joe Gamer After Dark, video games, cocktails, and fails. And this Monday, it's Lantern Monday. I'm going to try like hell to make it to this one. I love hanging out with my boy Lunatic on the last Monday of the month and playing some DC Universe Online. And we're playing a Lantern Monday because this is a Lantern-themed DLC they have going on right now. So you guys come check it out. Papa Joe Gamer After Dark, video games, cocktails, and fails. Lantern Monday at 6:30 p.m. Central Time on Monday. Then at 3 p.m. Central Time, Drink and Draw comes back on Pop Culture Minefields channel at 3 p.m. On Wednesday, and we'll be doing a movie that Gary loves and drawing on our comic books. So come check it out at 3 p.m. Central Time on Monday. And State of the Atmosphere comes your way on Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. My favorite show I do every week. Pop culture update, movies, shows, games, and of course, the Sweeney Spot. I don't know if we're going to be doing it this week yet or not. I may not, but I will let you know. Just monitor X. Like I said, follow me on all those other channels. You'll know what's going on. I always communicate everything that's going on with the channel. But on a regular basis, 5:30 p.m. Central Time on Wednesdays, it's State of the Atmosphere. And then Friday, At 1 p.m. Central Time, it's Sketching the Privateer, the story of America's pirate patriots. I can't wait to finish this up and get it to you guys. I really wish I didn't have a 40-hour-a-week job, commissions to do, and all that stuff. But it's just the state of things. I've never done one of these things before, and now I understand why it takes an entire team to do them. It's a lot of work. I'm in the middle of inking the first issue, and it's taken a long time because sometimes this hour is the only time I get to do it. But come check it out as I work on the story of America's pirate patriot, Sketching the Privateer, 1 p.m. Central Time on Fridays. And then, of course, you want to support John's show, Gaming Night with John, on Pop Culture Minefields channel. Of course, it's not going to be happening this week. So don't forget, you want to come back the week after the 4th, on the 11th, and be back for some more Fallout Tale of Two Wastelands as he starts to hack his way, and I do mean hack. He's doing a full melee run of New Vegas now. He's working on New Vegas. So you guys go check it out every Friday at 8 p.m. Central Time. He won't be there this Friday, but the next Friday he will be. And that's it for tonight, boys and girls. I hope you had a good time. Let's check the chat one more time before we get out of here. Oh my gosh. Amongst all the links, we've got the awesome one. It's good to see you, man. I hadn't seen you in a while. He says, dude. He wants to have a conversation with me now. He wants me to stick around. He's saying, dude. Yeah, you can have an entire conversation with that word. It's good to see you, awesome one. Look, go watch both the replays because we had to do 2 different shows. But anyway, are you saying that awesome one's late and gay? Stop it. Give me. Did you put it up here? I'm going to scroll back up and see if he did. I'm sure he did. No, he didn't. Where is it? Are you serious? He puts up all these links and he doesn't even put up the most important part. Come on, Vince. There's dead air because of you. Where is it? Yes, I did. Oh, you're going to make me look for it now. Okay. No, there it is. Okay. I stand corrected. I'm sorry, Vince. Didn't mean to kick you in the nuts like that. He says, cheerio, guys and gals. Stay nerdy, everybody, and have yourself a good night. And I'll get your video together as soon as possible. If I can't, then I'll go ahead and I'll have you convert it for me. He says, yes, I did. And he sticks his tongue out at me. Okay, that's a great way to end this show. You guys, take it easy. And until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless.